everyone, and welcome. What? Oh, I thought, were you gonna say
You're
something?
so like amped that I'm gonna interrupt you that I don't even say anything. I did make a weird noise. I don't know what it
you were
was.
like.
I didn't go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
Board games.
and
Board gamey things.
Exactly.
And my eyes twitching.
Oh, classic. We are here today to do another versus video where we are going to be pitting against each other all of the co-op games that we have played. And basically how this works is two games are going to pop up. We're using Pub Meeple, and Jeff and I have to come to a consensus about which one is best. But what do we mean by best?
Our favorite.
Our favorite.
Not
level of enjoyment, not
that we have.
Not technically the best game.
Our favorite to play
favorite.
in ideal circumstances.
Yeah.
Which normally for a co-op game is just Jamie and I.
Yes, in an ideal world, Jeff and I are playing co-op games by each other.
What was that?
By each other? With each other? With each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
We have 30 games that we're going to be putting against each other.
Yeah.
Our list of games for today includes Back to the Future, Back in Time, Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, Charterstone's not a co-op game.
Nope.
We have 29 games.
How many times are we going to have to redo this?
Back to the Future, Back in Time, Betrayal at Baldur's Gate. That is co-op, isn't it?
It's got a betrayal element to it.
But
You're playing cooperatively until someone betrays the group.
Should that count then?
I mean,
I just Googled betrayal. We have 28 games. Back to the Future, Back in Time, Chronicles of Crime, Codenames Duet, Cthulhu, Death May Die, Dead of Winter, The Long Night, Disney's Hocus Pocus, Ghost Stories, Gloomhaven, Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion, Harry Potter, Hogwarts Battle, Horrified, Just One.
yeah.
You don't think?
That includes every party game then.
Right, okay, we're deleting it. 27 games. Kitchen Rush, Mansions of Madness, Marvel United, Micro Macro Crime City, Mysterium, Mysterium Park, Pandemic, Regicide, Sleeping Gods, Spirit Island, Star Wars Imperial Assault, Subterra, Seventh Continent, The Crew, The Initiative, and Lord of the Wings. They said Lord of the Wings. Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth.
I'm trying to think quickly.
Yeah, think quickly.
Did you look?
Be quicker. Okay, so those are the 27 games. See, we already called some of them off of the list. Our first matchup is The Crew, Quest for Planet 9 versus Mysterium Park. So The Crew is a cooperative trick-taking game where you are not allowed to talk and you are given different objectives, so you might need to win a certain amount of tricks with a certain color.
Or in a certain order.
In a certain order. And then that's versus Mysterium Park, which is a game where you are working as one person is giving clues, which includes abstract art, trying to get the other people to guess basically a whodunit.
Yeah, whodunit. Who murdered him?
Who murdered them and where. This is going to be an easy one for us.
Gonna get a lot of hate for this.
We are not big fans of The Crew, though I do still feel like we need to play it more. I'm just throwing it out there. I am going to vote for Mysterium Park, and I am locking that in. Jeffrey?
I am also voting for Mysterium Park. Not even close.
Lock it in. Next matchup is Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle versus Micro Macro Crime City. Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle is a cooperative game. These are all cooperative games. I don't need to keep saying that.
No, you don't.
You are acting as one of the characters from Harry Potter, Ron, or Hermione to start, and you are going through the years of Hogwarts trying to defeat different villains or bad guys, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's kind of like an evolving deck builder.
Yes. It's an interesting deck builder because you don't actually get to keep the deck that you build. You restart every year.
Yeah, each year. Micro Macro Crime City is Where's Waldo for adults. Huge map. Ultimately, you are trying to solve crimes that have happened in this city by following clues that exist on the map.
Now, a lot of people might say this is an activity and not a board game, but in our opinion, we're counting this as a board game. Easy one for me. 1, 2, 3.
Micro Macro Crime City.
Locking it in. That's not even close. Now we have Mysterium versus the Seventh Continent. Mysterium is a bigger version of Mysterium Park. Exactly the same concept, different theme. It's a haunted mansion, and there's one extra step where you're guessing who done it, where it happened, and the murder weapon in a nutshell.
Seventh Continent is a big box adventure game. You get brought to this seventh continent, and you need to uncover clues in order to retrace your steps in order to remove a curse from yourself. Incredibly difficult.
Game. I don't know where we're going to fall on this one, but I'm 100% Mysterium.
I am Seventh Continent.
Okay, but which one do we have more fun playing?
But we're not ranking this on fun.
Enjoyment.
That's not just fun for me.
Oh, I think I like to have fun. I prefer Mysterium. It's less setup. It's less complicated. You could play it with anyone.
This is where I struggle with these things, though, because you would lean that way. Yeah. I prefer the heavier, crunchy games.
We've played Seventh Continent a couple of times and we've never picked it up again.
It's obviously way harder to table than Mysterium. Right. I don't think that's really necessarily fair because, again, like...
the figures are really small. I don't like that.
I will give you this one.
Okay.
But you owe me one in the future.
I owe you one in the future. All right, Mysterium, locking it in. Oh no. Okay, so next up we have Disney's Hocus Pocus, the game, versus Ghost Stories. Hocus Pocus is a game where you're trying to, stun. You're trying to stun the three Sanderson sisters. You're basically playing out spells. You have to either get sets or sequences of these spells in order to do that 3 times, and if you do that, you win the game. Very difficult. Surprisingly, very difficult.
Ghost Stories is a tower defense-esque game where you are trying to repel ghosts from overtaking your village, and you are manipulating around and attacking ghosts as they move towards your village using special powers, card abilities, and that sort of thing.
It's funny that these two got pitted against each other. I know which way I'm leaning. I'm going Ghost Stories. You're going Ghost Stories.
Well, yeah.
Ghost Stories is an amazing game.
Yeah, we really like Ghost Stories.
A little because I really actually
I shockingly liked Hocus Pocus a lot. Way more than I thought I would, but Ghost Stories has been one of the best gaming experiences we've had, I think, in the last few months.
So we have Cthulhu, Death May Die versus Pandemic. Cthulhu Death May Die is a cooperative game.
You left Pandemic for me to talk about?
Yes. You're in the world of Cthulhu and friends, so the elder ones, and you are put into different scenarios where you have to break a ritual to either defeat Cthulhu or Hastur.
Pandemic is a game where you are essentially manipulating things around the board in order to repel and prevent a pandemic from taking over the world, essentially.
Sounds familiar. I don't even need to ask Jeff because I can almost guarantee you Pandemic's going to be at the bottom of our list. What?
I don't know.
Pandemic sucks. No offense.
We're going to cause so much hate.
We just don't like it.
Cthulhu's an easy pick for me.
Cthulhu Death May Die. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Okay. We have Gloomhaven versus Sleeping Gods.
Gloomhaven is a dungeon crawler campaign game where you are playing as heroes. You're uncovering nefarious plots that are happening throughout the city of Gloomhaven. You will uncover new paths and new scenarios and new enemies. It's very like RPG, big dungeon crawler stuff.
And Sleeping Gods is a Ryan Lockett game that is set in a world. What am I trying to say?
You are transported to a new world.
You're transported to a new world and you cannot escape unless you wake up these sleeping gods by discovering totems.
Very sandboxy. You don't necessarily inherently know what to do.
I'm interested to hear what you're going to say.
I bet you are.
Because I'm saying Gloomhaven.
I'm saying Sleeping Gods.
Really?
And I'll tell you why.
Okay. Tell me why.
Both of these do have huge table presence. They're very difficult to get played, but I think Sleeping Gods is easier to get played than the traditional Gloomhaven, which has a ton of setup, a ton of board.
But Gloomhaven has an app.
What does the Gloomhaven app provide other than the combat benefit? Like, think about
it tracks everything.
Think about setting up a campaign of Gloomhaven versus Sleeping Gods, where you just open the book.
Right. Well, yeah. I will.
We're not talking Jaws of the Lion here.
I know.
We're talking Gloomhaven.
Even so, I feel like Gloomhaven makes it so easy to track everything. It keeps all of your information so that you don't need to write any of that stuff down. Like, it knows.
If Sleeping Gods had a companion app, would you?
Oh, if Sleeping Gods had a companion app, yes.
Interesting.
But I will give you this one because I do prefer the theme of Sleeping
I don't
Gods.
want this to be the one that you owe me, though.
No, it's fine because I think I'm kind of like this with them. So I'll go Sleeping Gods. Locking it in. Sleeping Gods. Pow. We have Imperial Assault versus...
Star Wars Imperial Assault.
Sorry. Star Wars Imperial Assault versus Regicide.
Imperial Assault is another big box dungeon crawler, obviously set in the Star Wars universe. Star Wars universe.
Worlds.
But basically, you're diving into Star Wars-esque scenarios in order to unlock new gear, unlock new characters, adventure along in this galaxy to uncover new quests, and ultimately defeat the Empire. It's very much Star Wars in a dungeon crawler game.
And Regicide is a card game that you could play with a basic 52 deck of cards. You are trying to defeat the Jacks, Kings, and Queens, which all have different types of abilities. Each different suit has a different type of ability, and you're just trying to knock down the hit points of the Jacks, Kings, and Queens.
Yeah, they each have like a...
Yeah, a value and stuff like that. This one's tough. I know what you're gonna pick.
Yeah, you do.
I think you're right. I would go with Star Wars Imperial Assault. There's just way more game here.
It's tough for me with Regicide.
That's a really
because,
tough
like,
matchup.
you could just play a deck of cards. You don't even need the... Like, it's got a great app and stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, but we're gonna go Imperial Assault. Locking it in. Next up, we have Back to the Future Back in Time versus Codenames Duet. Back to the Future Back in Time is a game where you are Marty McFly. Well, you could be a few different characters. Marty, Doc Brown, Einstein, or Jessica, I think her name is. And you are trying to get Marty's parents to fall in love before lightning strikes the clock tower. The game is literally you're just trying to get Marty's parents to fall back in love, because if they don't, they will forget Marty and his sister, and then they will never be born. It's very difficult.
The Biff character is so tough.
Yeah.
Codenames Duet is Codenames, but cooperatively.
Codenames, but Duet.
You have a shared board, and you are trying to collectively uncover correct codes that are in front of you without, I guess, uncovering the
assassins.
The assassins, yeah. Thank you.
I think this one's pretty easy for me. I'm going Back to the Future.
Codenames. Just kidding.
I was like, what?
Yeah, Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Yeah, it's just a better game.
We didn't love Codenames Duet. It's good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, we didn't hate it by any means, but kind of was like, I don't know. I like playing Codenames with other people.
Ruh-roh. Next up, we have Chronicles of Crime versus Spirit Island. So Chronicles of Crime is you are solving crimes. That's pretty much it. You're scanning barcodes, you're talking to people, trying to figure out and solve the mystery of that one scenario.
Spirit Island, you are acting as spirits of an island, and you're trying to repel invaders from taking over your island, causing blight, essentially keeping your island as pure and non-tainted as you can.
It's very difficult, and we do not like it. But ironically enough, Jeff doesn't like Chronicles of Crime either. So which one do you like more?
Spirit Island.
Really? Ooh.
I really don't like Chronicles of Crime.
Yeah, I know you don't. I think there's just not much to the base game of Chronicles of Crime.
Which is the only one we've played.
No, I've played the other one.
The only one I've
played.
played.
The only one he's played, yeah. But we're talking about the base game. Spirit Island, there's more to it. It is a better game.
I am so interested to play this game with someone that knows how they play it.
Yeah.
Because I'm concerned that we played this
inefficiently. So many times, and we never won. Never, ever won. Like a bunch of dummies.
I want to try it again. I really want to try it, and we did cull our copies. I think that's Spirit Island for me. I don't think it's close.
Okay, Spirit Island it is.
Oh, here we go. This is the one you're going to owe me.
What? No. Okay,
yes.
So we have Horrified versus Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth. Horrified, you are fighting against the universal monsters. You pick a few of the different monsters and you're trying to defeat them by the end of the game. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I freaking love it so much. So now you talk about Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth is just how I described Star Wars Imperial Assault, but it's Lord of the Rings themed. A bit different in terms of the mechanics. Star Wars is heavy dice roller. Lord of the Rings uses a interesting card flip mechanic. Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth is super thematic, has an amazing app. I can't tell you how much I love Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings?
Obviously, I think my pick here is clear.
I can't tell you how much I love Horrified.
Jamie gave me a +1 early on in this ranking, and I would like to use that now.
Just for the record, I would pick Horrified. Now, we've only played Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth once. Card flipping is way more tedious than the dice rolling of
I
prefer
the dice rolling in Imperial Assault over the card flip mechanic in Journeys in Middle-earth.
But the theme is going to get Jeffrey.
That Lord of the Rings theme.
That one's going to come up again. So now we have Marvel United versus Subterra. Marvel United is a game where you are acting as the Marvel heroes trying to defeat a Marvel villain. It has an interesting card like attack mechanism where you get to use the ability of the person who went before you. This is like a crazy popular game with cute little chibi minis.
Subterra is a cooperative...
I was waiting for you. Every time we're like, is this a cooperative game? Like, no kidding.
You are attempting to escape a subterranean cavern.
Also known as a cave.
I wanted to sound super smart there. You are up against landslides, cave-ins, flooding, and also horrors that are going to chase you around this cave. You don't know where the exit is. You don't know which way you need to go. You're just trying to get out. I want to caveat this quickly.
What?
I actually didn't mind Marvel United. I don't like Marvel.
I wonder which one he's picking.
I don't... You got something on your face. I don't overly enjoy Marvel, minus a couple. I do like Deadpool, and I did like Daredevil. I do like those two.
I'm picking Marvel United.
I'm picking Subterra. And it's not close. Subterra is so friggin' good.
You didn't even like it when we played it.
Yes, I did. I think you're forgetting.
I think you're forgetting.
I think forgetting.
sir, you're forgetting.
I don't think
you were like, it was okay.
I don't know.
Which is
That's definitely...
That's a classic Jeff response.
That's definitely what I said after Marvel United, though. Listen, we're even Stevens. Do you want to take this one?
I want to take this one.
All right.
Marvel United.
I'm
locking it in. I love Marvel, so... Mysterium Park versus Mansions of Madness. Mansions of Madness is another Lovecraftian cooperative game where you are put into a scenario and you are trying to defeat the big guys and escape. You're trying to get out alive of the scenario, whether that's out of the house or off of an island or whatever it might be. I love this game, and this is going up against Mysterium Park, and this one's easy for both of us, yes?
Mansions of Madness.
Mansions of Madness, totally one of my favorite games. We have Micro Macro Crime City versus Kitchen Rush. Kitchen Rush is basically Overcooked, the board game. You are working together in a kitchen to cook food, make orders, sell food. That's about it.
And it's just pure chaos.
It's freaking chaos.
Yep.
Easy one for me. You too?
Micro Macro.
Micro Macro Crime City. Kitchen Rush is fun, but it's too stressful. All right. Kitchen Rush versus Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. I know what I want to pick.
I don't.
Really? I'm going Kitchen Rush on this.
I think I would too, actually.
Yeah. Harry Potter it was too easy.
Except for like
the very last scenario we had to do twice.
Yeah.
It just wasn't challenging enough.
It was an okay experience. Just wasn't
Kitchen Rush.
Wasn't a love.
Mysterium versus the Initiative. We haven't talked about the Initiative yet. You are a group of teens. Yep. They find a board game at a yard sale that has a bunch of clues and stuff in it.
Called The Secret.
So basically this is a game of code breaking, trying to crack the secret.
This one's easy for me.
This one's easy for me too. It's the Initiative. 100%. That's an excellent game.
Yeah, very good.
Okay. Cthulhu Death May Die versus Ghost Stories. Ooh. This one I know for me, but I think this is going to be a much harder choice for you. Just so you know, I'm going Ghost Stories.
God, I might too. Which is weird.
But Ghost Stories is so good. And not that Cthulhu Death May Die isn't good, because it is also a very, very good game. But Ghost Stories is better. I think, okay.
The thing I'm struggling with is Cthulhu has like those big attack dice roll moments, which is really cool. But Ghost Stories is just so good.
I feel like you have way more control in Cthulhu Death May Die over what happens, unless you get bad rolls of the dice.
Yeah.
But Ghost Stories, you're like... with the ghosts that can come up, it just gets so
every time I play that game afterwards, I'm like, oh my god, okay.
It's just chaos.
What could I have done differently?
Yeah.
I think I gotta go Ghost Stories.
Ghost Stories, lock it in.
That shocks me a lot.
Cthulhu Death May Die versus Hocus Pocus.
It's Cthulhu.
I want to say Hocus Pocus, but I will also say Cthulhu. I just love the theme.
Come on.
It's very cute. Cthulhu Death May Die. Pandemic versus Hocus Pocus. We're going Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus. Oh, here's another new one. Sleeping Gods versus Dead of Winter, The Long Night, which is basically The Walking Dead, the board game.
Yeah.
You're a group of people trying to escape a zombie apocalypse. Potentially, you have one hidden traitor among you if somebody pulls a traitor card. Not a guarantee in the game. It's a great game. It's a fantastic zombie game.
Yep.
But does it hold a candle to Sleeping Gods?
No.
No. So we're going Sleeping Gods. Gloomhaven versus Dead of Winter, The Long Night. Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
Back to the Future, Back in Time versus Star Wars Imperial Assault. I already know what Jeff's going to pick.
Yeah, you do.
It's just that Star Wars Imperial Assault is a better game, but Back to the Future has
What do you have more fun
DeLorean
playing?
dinky car.
What do you have more fun playing?
Back to the Future. Dinky car. I I have fun playing both of them.
They're both very good.
I will go Star Wars as well.
Just think if Imperial Assault was all set up for you.
Yes.
You have to do anything to set up.
That is honestly like part of my struggle because I typically set up and tear down the teams.
Which is like somewhat unfair because then I judged Gloomhaven based on the setup.
Anyways, I'm going to go with Imperial Assault. I think it's a better game.
That one's closer for me than it should be because I do love Imperial Assault.
Back to the Future Back in Time versus Regicide. Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go Back to the Future Back in Time. Codenames Duet versus Regicide.
Regicide for me.
Regicide, easy.
Yeah.
Easy win. Spirit Island versus Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, which is a condensed version of Gloomhaven with a storybook instead of like building out the scenarios with tiles. And we have played through the entirety of Jaws of the Lion. This is not even close. Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion is winning over Spirit Island a day.
Yeah.
Marvel United versus Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth.
Love this.
I have to give it to you because you gave me Marvel United.
So are you picking Marvel?
That feels like karma to me.
Are you picking Marvel United over like?
No, I don't think that I would.
Okay, well then I'm not giving it.
Yeah, you gave this. Yeah, you're giving this one to me. Okay, Lord of the Rings wins.
For me.
Marvel United versus Horrified.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy. Micro Macro Crime City versus Mansions of Madness. This is Mansions of Madness 100% for me. I love Micro Macro.
I really like Micro Macro.
I do too, Jeff.
But it's different. It hits different.
Yeah,
Mansions of Madness, you're right. Like when you get that app rolling and stuff, like it's so good.
Thematic.
Yeah.
Micro Macro Crime City versus Mysterium Park.
I'm Micro Macro.
Crime City. I love Mysterium Park, but Kitchen Rush versus Mysterium Park. I'm going Mysterium Park.
I probably am too there.
Yeah, I like Kitchen Rush, but it's too stressful. Kitchen Rush versus The Crew.
Kitchen Rush.
The Crew versus Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle? No, actually, I think The Crew is better.
I do think The Crew is better.
Yeah, we're gonna, we can't just be bashing The Crew just because we don't like it. That's what we saved Pandemic for.
Like, Harry Potter it wasn't fun. It was just like, we're going to win.
We're going through the motions, and if you don't care about Harry Potter, you will not like
that. The only reason why I even gave that game, like, as much credit as I did is because it's the theme.
Yeah, and you kind of just want to finish it. We
didn't
bother doing it.
You're right. Yeah, Crew. The Crew. For sure.
Ghost Stories versus The Initiative.
Oh boy. No. I am Ghost Stories. Ghost Stories is so good. The Initiative's also really good. Yeah,
they're both very good, but what happens with The Initiative is halfway through, we kind of were like, but then something exciting would happen. We were like, woo!
Yeah,
and then it's like,
definitely has its up and down moments.
More of a roller coaster. So we're going Ghost Stories.
Yeah.
The Initiative versus Cthulhu Death May Die.
Cthulhu. I can't believe you're hesitating on this. Cthulhu's very good.
Yeah, okay. Cthulhu Death May Die it is.
I don't mean to sway you,
No, it's fine. I've been swayed. Disney's Hocus Pocus versus The Initiative. It hurts, but I would have to say The Initiative, of course. Full of surprises, that one. Hocus Pocus versus Mysterium.
This one's actually really easy for me.
I know, Jeff doesn't like Mysterium.
Do not enjoy Mysterium.
I really like Mysterium a lot.
I shouldn't say, I don't mind Mysterium.
I think we had a really fun time. Mysterium is a game that I only want to play with more than 2 people. Hocus Pocus is a game that I only want to play just you and me.
My issue with Mysterium, and I'm going to state it here.
Oh boy, what is it?
I don't like to be made to feel dumb. And I find a lot of the times when I play Mysterium and I don't get things right, joking or not, people then will like poke fun at stuff. And that really upsets me.
Like, Jeff,
and I know that they're not saying I'm dumb, but it makes me feel dumb. I just hate it. I hate that feeling. I'm Hocus Pocus.
I really did like that game.
It's very good. It's very crunchy.
Would I pick that to play over Mysterium?
I don't think you would.
I don't think I would either.
No.
I
would give you this one, but then you owe me 2.
Oh my god. Do you care that much about Hocus Pocus?
Yeah.
You don't, you liar. Okay, we're going Mysterium.
Ooh, she owes me 2.
Hocus Pocus versus Seventh Continent.
Seventh Continent.
Hocus Pocus.
You're lying.
I would way rather play Hocus Pocus than Seventh Continent.
Alright, that's one of my 2.
Because I just want to say, Seventh Continent is a good enough game, but it is punishing to the point of not being fun for me.
If you like video games like...
If you like Animal Crossing,
Bloodborne,
like this.
But like those super grindy, punishing games where if you die, you pretty much have to do everything all over again. Play Seventh Continent, because it's very much like that. I'm Seventh Continent. I'm taking my 1 of 2 here.
Star Wars Imperial Assault versus Sleeping Gods.
Not as close as I thought.
Sleeping Gods. Damn it.
Imperial Assault.
Do you want that to be your other one?
You what? No, you're just trying to get rid of them now.
No, because I think that Sleeping Gods is a better game.
I could be convinced.
I think
it is. Yep, you're right.
Yep.
You're right.
That was easy.
Yeah, you're right.
Star Wars Imperial Assault versus Gloomhaven.
Imperial Assault.
I would agree. If it were Jaws of the Lion, it'd be different.
I've cooled heavily on Gloomhaven.
Yeah, I love Jaws of the Lion, though. Back to the Future versus Gloomhaven. I'm going to go Gloomhaven.
I'm Gloomhaven there.
After we just were like, screw Gloomhaven. Back to the Future versus Dead of Winter, The Long Night.
I'm Back to the Future.
I'm Back to the Future too, but that's all theme for me, but I do love the zombie theme. I think the problem with the zombie theme, and once again, who you play it with, you're not as into it as like me and Jason. I know that you didn't enjoy it as much as we did. So.
Definitely not.
Regicide versus Dead of Winter.
Ooh.
Boo.
I think I'm Dead of Winter there.
I think I am too. There's just more game. It's really hard to compare Regicide to a game like Dead of Winter.
Regicide's great if you're like...
I think we need to play it more.
If you're like maybe like waiting at an airport and you got like 20 minutes
this
and you're
is
like,
not
let's
a game
see if we can win this.
That we're pulling out on a random Tuesday night, but we will take it with us when we travel to
I think it's a great... I got 20 minutes. What do you want to play?
Exactly. Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth versus Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. Oh, what you gonna do? That's your number one game.
It was last year. I've played a lot of good games this year. I
Hey, Mr. Scott,
really like Jaws of the Lion.
What you gonna do to make our dreams come
Jaws of
true?
the Lion is so good.
This is easy for me.
It might still be Lord of the Rings for me.
Now, come on.
You're right. Jaws of the Lion.
Jaws of the Lion. Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth versus Spirit Island. Shall we do Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
We shall. Horrified versus Spirit Island. I'm 100% horrified on this. Marvel United versus Spirit Island. We have to think about the plays that we have had. Have we ever enjoyed Spirit Island? No.
Yeah, that's fair.
Would we be us if we just put Spirit Island through willy-nilly?
That's fair. Marvel United, you're
Marvel United it is. Subterra versus Spirit Island. Subterra. Ghost Story. Oh no. Ghost Stories versus Mansions of Madness.
That's so close.
Very, very difficult.
Which is crazy to me that we enjoyed Ghost Stories as much as this is a comparative thing that we're like struggling with.
I love Mansions of Madness though.
I think I'm Mansions of Madness.
I almost swore that.
I'm still Mansions of Madness there.
Mansions of Madness. Ghost Stories versus Micro Macro. Maybe Ghost Stories. Cthulhu Death May Die, Micro Macro. I would go Micro Macro.
I think I'm Micro Macro too there.
Cthulhu Death May Die versus Mysterium Park. We'll go Cthulhu. The Initiative versus Mysterium Park will be the Initiative. Sometimes I know, Jeff. Oh, we're going to differ on this one, people. It's Mysterium versus Mysterium Park. I prefer Mysterium.
I prefer Mysterium too.
Really? Yeah. I thought you liked the other one.
No.
Oh, girl, no.
I like the bigger like thing in front of you.
Yeah.
More. Yeah.
It's just
more
more
stuff
involved, and I like the spooky theme. The Seventh Continent versus Mysterium Park.
Seventh Continent. I still mode one. Am I going to use them both on Seventh Continent?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah.
Because I have more fun playing Mysterium Park.
No, Seventh Continent.
Fine. Hocus Pocus versus Mysterium Park.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. There we go. Pandemic versus Mysterium
Park.
Mysterium Park. Pandemic. Kitchen Rush versus Pandemic.
Kitchen Rush.
Pandemic versus The Crew.
The Crew.
The Crew. Pandemic versus Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle.
Yeah.
I said bottle. Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion versus Sleeping.
These are so incredibly comparable because they use the same like storybook mechanic.
This is probably like the closest matchup.
In terms of like similarities?
Yeah.
I think I'm Sleeping Gods.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Really?
Just because it's so sandboxy. Jaws of the Lion is very like relatively straightforward.
That's
like
true.
You have a little bit of variety.
You can go on forever in Sleeping Gods.
Sleeping Gods is like there's just so much to do.
So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with going to Sleeping Gods? Did it. Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion versus Imperial Assault. I'm going Jaws of the Lion.
Me too.
Okay. Good. Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth versus Star Wars Imperial Assault. I'm going Imperial Assault because them dice are better than them gods.
I need to express this. Way prefer Lord of the Rings theme.
Way prefer.
Way prefer.
Jeff, Star Wars. Wars?
Lord of the Rings are like my favorite movies of all time.
Duh.
But the dice rolling is so much better than the card flipping.
So much better.
So much better. So I have to go Star Wars.
Star Wars. Gloomhaven versus Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the
Strays in
Rings.
Middle of Earth. I will agree. I said that weird. Horrified versus Gloomhaven. Horrified.
I'm also horrified here.
Yes! Gloomhaven's too big. Marvel United versus Gloomhaven. And I will go Gloomhaven.
Yeah, Gloomhaven there. I thought we were going to argue.
No. Marvel United versus Back to the Future. I'm Back to the Future.
I'm also Back to the Future.
Dead of Winter versus Marvel United. I'm Dead of Winter.
I'm also Dead of Winter.
Marvel United, let me just clarify, is good, but it's not great. Regicide versus Marvel United. What would I rather play? I think I'd rather play Marvel United.
I think I'm probably Marvel United as well.
Subterra versus Regicide.
Subterra for me.
Subterra. Yeah. Spirit Island versus Regicide. I'm going Regicide.
I think I'd also go Regicide.
Yeah, Spirit Island. Codenames Duet versus Spirit Island.
I'm actually I'm Spirit Island there.
Spirit Island. We just didn't really have any fun playing Codenames Duet.
No, it's definitely a game I think I'd sell.
Really?
Yeah. I'd rather just play normal Codenames.
Spirit Island. I'd rather the challenge. Well, they're both challenging. Chronicles of Crime versus Codenames Duet. Codenames Duet. Sleeping Gods versus Mansions of Madness. It's Mansions for me. It's Sleeping Gods for you.
Yeah.
Well, now we're in a real pickle.
Those are close. Take it.
I'll
you owe
take
me one,
it.
though.
Sleeping Gods versus Ghost Stories. I want Ghost Stories.
I think I'm Sleeping Gods. You owe me.
What? Didn't know it would come so soon. Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion versus Ghost Stories. Ooh. Okay, I just need to think because there also is a thing called recency bias. And it has been at least a year since we finished Jaws of the Lion.
I'm Jaws of the Lion here, for sure.
Yeah, I think I am too. Jaws of the Lion. Star Wars Imperial Assault versus Ghost Stories.
That's close, but I still think I'm Imperial Assault.
I'm Ghost Stories. Do you want me to owe you this one?
Sure.
So yes.
This heavily comes down to just what is my preferred mechanic.
Ah, shoot. Ghost Stories versus Lord of the Rings. I'm Ghost Stories.
I owe you one.
Ghost Stories. Boo-boo-boo-boo. Micro Macro Crime City versus Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
I would way rather play Micro Macro Crime City. It's been so long now since we've played this, though. I'll give it to you.
I think once you play it again, you'll be like, yeah.
Probably. Horrified versus Micro Macro. I think I'm Micro Macro.
I am also Micro Macro.
I was the swing vote there. Cthulhu Death May Die versus Horrified. I'm Horrified. I know you're Cthulhu Death May Die.
I am. Take it.
Okay, I'll take it. Gloomhaven versus Cthulhu Death May Die.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Bless you. The Initiative versus Gloomhaven. Oh, I think I'll pick Gloomhaven.
I'm Gloomhaven there.
Back to the Future, Back in Time versus The Initiative. I'm going The Initiative.
I'm also.
Yeah. Back to the Future versus Mysterium.
Back to the Future.
I think I would be Mysterium.
That shocks me a little bit.
It does?
You know what? I'm switching. I'm switching to Mysterium, and I'll tell you why.
I'll tell you why.
I had way more fun playing the normal version of Mysterium with Jason and Acacia and them than I did at any of the times playing Mysterium Park.
Mysterium. Back to the Future versus Seventh Continent.
I think I'm Back to the Future there.
Me too. Thank God. Dead of Winter versus Seventh Continent.
I'm Seventh Continent there. Dead of Winter's never resonated super well with me.
Okay, we'll go Seventh Continent. Dead of Winter versus Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus.
I'm also Hocus Pocus.
Ding, lock it in. Dead of Winter versus Mysterium Park.
Dead of Winter.
Dead of Winter, yes. Marvel United versus Mysterium Park.
Marvel United.
Yeah. Subterra versus Mysterium Park.
Subterra.
I'm Mysterium Park.
I want this one.
Okie dokie. Regicide versus Mysterium Park.
Regicide.
Yeah, okay. Spirit Island versus Mysterium Park.
Spirit Island.
Mysterium Park.
Take it.
Okay. Kitchen Rush versus Spirit Island. Kitchen Rush. We've never had fun playing Spirit Island.
I don't know if I've had fun playing Kitchen Rush.
It's very stressful.
To be honest.
It's a different kind of stress. I mean, I'll give it to you if that's what you want.
No, Kitchen Rush is fine. Spirit Island versus the Crew.
We've already had this matchup and we picked the Crew.
Did we?
I don't know.
I don't think we have.
I would rather play the Crew than Spirit Island.
You're probably right.
I'm right. 9 out of 10. Okay, Spirit Island versus Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. I do think I'd rather play Spirit Island over this.
Yeah, me too.
Codenames Duet versus Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle.
I'm Harry Potter there.
Pandemic versus Codenames Duet. I'd rather play Codenames Duet.
I think I'm Codenames, yeah.
For you, Pandemic? Chronicles of Crime versus Pandemic. I'm definitely Chronicles of Crime.
God. I honestly don't know if I am.
We've only gotten rid of very few games from our collection in our lives. Spirit Island is one. Chronicles of Crime is another one. But we've never owned Pandemic.
Yeah, I need to be clear. Chronicles of Crime is a decent game. I've just never had a good experience playing it because it's like too many people in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chronicles of Crime.
Done. Oh!
What?
The results are in, people!
These are actually messed.
We'll go bottom to the top. Number 27, we have Pandemic. That's no surprise. 26, Chronicles of Crime. Not a surprise. 25, Codenames Duet. 24, Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. 23, Spirit Island. 22, The Crew. 21, Kitchen Rush. 20, Mysterium Park. 19, Regicide. 18, Subterra. 17, Marvel United. 16, Dead of Winter. 15, Hocus Pocus. 14, Seventh Continent. 13, Back to the Future. 12, Mysterium. 11, The Initiative. Now let's get into our top 10. This is our top 10 collaborative co-op game list. Number 10, we have Gloomhaven. That should be in the top 10. Number 9, we have Cthulhu Death May Die. Number 8, we have Horrified. Woo! Number 7, Micro Macro Crime City. Number 6, Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle Earth.
Probably a bit too high.
I agree. Number 5, Ghost Stories, too low, in my opinion. Number 4, Star Wars Imperial Assault. Number 3, Gloomhaven, Jaws the Lion. Number 2, Sleeping Gods.
Too high.
And number 1, Mansions of Madness. That was our versus cooperative games, and those are our top 10. It's a definitive list. It's objective, so you can't argue with it.
Yeah, it's our list.
It is science. But that is all that we have for you guys today. Jeffrey, thank everybody so much for watching.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe, and we hope to see you again soon.
But before that, if
you're looking for any games, you can find those games at your local friendly gaming store.
Friendly local gaming store.
Local friendly gaming store.
Friendly
local gaming store.
There we go.
And for us here in Halifax,
that is
the
Boardroom Game Cafe.
And where is that found?
Barrington Street.
On Barrington Street.
Nailed it. That's all we have. Thank you for watching. We hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Later days. Yeah, maybe. What's going on here?
You're covered in hair.
Well,
all right.
We live in a zoo. Box.
Bigger heart.
I have no interest. Why'd you put it on the table?
Ew, don't put it on me.
Weirdo.
Wait, I just need to see. Is this attached to you? Is this like a... Okay, no. There's something on your face. I have the hiccups. Number 27. Number 7, bottom, middle, top.
Check them out. Do it.
Do you know how to end it? What's that? Burnt my arm. Do you see that? It's bubbled.
Yeah, you're gonna get a blister, dum-dum.